Welcome back to the Patinoire Pôle Sud, which is the home for the Internationaux de France 2021, and we have just witnessed a triumphant win for the French team, Papadakis and Cizeron, in the ice dance free dance, and that to the delight of the home fans. As we now move forward to the last two events of the day, where we will see Japan's Yuma Kageyama try to maintain his first place position after the short program before we finish the day's proceedings with the pairs event, which has Russians atop the leaderboard, with Boykova and Kozlovsky comfortably in first in that discipline as well. The final slots for the Grand Prix final starting to become clearer in this, the fifth of the 6 events, and when all is finished at the Rostelecom Cup next week in Sochi, we will know which 6 skaters or teams will be going off to Osaka, Japan for the Grand Prix final. We now know Papadakis and Cizeron and Piper Gillis and Paul Poirier, who were second in the dance event, will be competing. And that another opportunity for the world's very, very elite to solidify their chances of being considered medal favorites for Beijing. The men's event will host both some veterans and some new stars. It will be a delight to watch the likes of Denis Vasiliev and Jason Brown from America. Those men in second and third place after the short program, true masters of the craft and the art form, who will deliver complete packages in their free skates later, I am sure.
Nous vous rappelons que l'usage des flashs et des vidéos est interdit durant la compétition car
the rink here has almost 3,500 seats, and it has most recently been used for this event since 2017. In this French Grand Prix, known as many names, initially the Grand Prix Internationaux de Paris in 1987, when it was inaugurated.
Gifts and flowers are not allowed at
in 1991, that French Grand Prix event was the pre-Olympic event for the Olympic Winter Games in Albertville in '92. So lots of heritage of popular skating here as German ice dancer Jennifer watches on. She's finished, she's done her work, and now she will be here to cheer on the French competitors, 2 of which will be in the first group of men. But for now, we will first look to see the judging panel and the officials.
The ISU event referee, Mr. Philippe Mériguet.
Juge numéro 1.
Judge number 1 is Agita Abele, Latvia.
Juge numéro 2.
Judge number 2, Miss Yuko Ogawa, Japan.
Juge numéro 3.
Judge number 3 is Cynthia Benson, Canada.
Juge numéro 4.
Judge number 4, Miss Myriam Palonge, Italy.
Juge numéro 5.
Judge number 5, Miss Tane Oskan Silaoglu, Turkey.
Juge numéro 6.
Judge number 6, Miss Elena Fomina, Russia.
Juge numéro 7.
Judge number 7, Mr. Anthony Leroy, France.
Juge numéro 8.
Judge number 8, Mr. Roger Glenn, United States of America.
Juge numéro 9.
Judge number 9, Mr. Daniel Delfa, Spain.
Le contrôleur technique ici.
The ISU technical controller is Emily Bilo.
Le spécialiste technique qui est sûr.
The ISU technical specialist, Mr. Kelly Cruikshank.
L'assistant technique spécialiste qui est sûr.
The ISU assistant technical specialist is Ivana Jakubsevich Marinkovic.
And those 9 judges and members of the technical panel will be deciding the levels and grades of execution of the elements within the men's free skate. 12 elements in the men's free skate, same now as the women. The men's free skate length being cut by half a minute to match up to the women. And the men jam-packing their programs with technical content. We can expect to see and hope to see lots of quadruple jumps, and perhaps more valuable to the audience and spectators, some brilliant choreography and transitional content as well for the second mark, the program component scores. Grenoble has been host to the Winter Olympic Games back in 1968. And the landscape and standards of figure skating have completely transformed since then, when I assume quadruple jumps would have been scarcely credible. We look to see Romain Ponsard from France. He lying in 10th of the 12 men after the short program.
Mesdames, Messieurs, veuillez accueillir les patineurs du premier groupe de la catégorie messieurs.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the skaters of the men category group number 1.
Représentant la France.
From France, Kevin Emos.
Représentant l'Italie.
From Italy, Gabriele Frangiapini.
Représentant la France.
From France, Romain Ponsard.
Représentant la Russie.
From Russia, Andrei Mozalev.
Représentant la Russie.
From Russia, Arthur Danielon.
Représentant la France.
From France, Adam Siawempa.
Messieurs, 6 minutes d'échauffement.
Skaters, you have a 6-minute warm-up.
So a warm-up group dominated by Frenchmen, with half of the skaters on the ice from the home nation. That said, big discrepancy in the scores, with Adam Xiaohemfa from France, although finding himself in 7th place. He is only 5 points away from 3rd.
Kevin est licencié au club de Grenoble. Il s'entraîne avec Françoise Bonnard et
And we
Sylvia
are all
Fontana.
having our fingers crossed for Kevin Amos from France. He had to withdraw from the Skate America event. He's been plagued with injuries, and the short program represented that same problem. We sincerely hope he will be fit and healthy enough to complete all 12 elements in the free skate.
From France, Kevin Emos.
Gabriele s'entraîne avec Lorenzo Magri. Il est médaillé de bronze des championnats d'Italie.
Gabriele also has had injury
Gabriele
problems,
placed third at the last Italian
yet he seems to
national
acknowledge
championships.
that he's just delighted to have the opportunity to compete. He knows he's not at his peak,
From Italy, Gabriele Frangipani.
but choosing to make the most of the experience and gain that necessary competition mileage moving forward as he takes off for triple H, triple toe.
Romain est licencié au club de Charleville-Mézières. Il est médaillé de bronze au championnat de France élite. Cette saison,
And
il a
Romain
terminé
Ponsard
deuxième du trophée
He said that this
international
will
de
be
l'Italie
his
Live
last
Trophy.
Grand Prix. Not all of the skaters being so vocal about their commitment to competition moving forward past the Olympic Games, but Romain stating that this will be his last one. Let's hope it's a really positive one for him.
Andrei s'entraîne avec Kirill Davydenko. Il est champion du monde
The youngster of the
junior
group, Andrei
2021.
Mozlev,
Il a gagné la
former
Star
junior
Tennis
world
et terminé
champion.
troisième au Challenger Memorial Denniston.
And he'll be looking to rectify mistakes on the quad style and the triple axel that he suffered yesterday in the short program.
He finished first
Using
at the
the
iStar
Vangelis music,
2020
1492,
and
Conquest
third at
of
the
Paradise.
Denniston Memorial Challenge. From Russia, Andrei Mozalev.
From one youngster to another,
Arthur s'entraîne avec Elena
another Russian
Ulanova.
at that,
Il est
Arthur
vice-champion du
Danielyan.
monde junior 2018, vice-champion national 2020, vice-champion d'Europe en titre.
Although not a former junior world champion, had a silver medal from Junior World in 2018 and, more impressively, a silver medal at European Championships in 2020.
National Championship in 2020 and silver medalist at the European Championship from Russia, Arthur Danielyan.
Arthur had a bad fall on the triple axel yesterday. Let's hope he's not in any pain today from that.
Adam est licencié au club de Courbevoie. Il s'entraîne avec Laurent et Nathalie.
Adam
Dessous.
Xiaohemfa
Il est vice-champion de
with
France
a very
de
respectable
Cette saison, il a
84.47
terminé
points in this
deuxième
short
du
program.
Challenger Series Nebeler Trophy et neuvième du Grand Prix
Probably
TSC
frustrating for him. It was just
Sud-Américain.
6/10 off Keegan Messing in 6th place, and that keeps him in this group.
Nathalie Depouillet.
In years gone by, it was long since considered that being in the earlier warm-up groups didn't help for the scores, with the assumption being that judges hold back a little bit for skaters yet to come.
From France,
That
Adam
not quite so
Siawenfa.
pertinent with the new system as Adam warms up his quadruple salto. And the audience here, sometimes just as entertaining as some of the skating as they cheer on, particularly for the French skaters. And interestingly, in this group, all of the men have quadruple jumps in their planned program content, which surprisingly is not the case for the top 6.
In his warm-up.
The skaters in 2nd and 3rd place, Denis Vasiliev and Jason Brown electing, well, Jason may go for quad, but electing to focus on their strengths with the components and the grades of execution. Closing seconds of the warm-up for the skaters.
Your mouth run like water, a very beautiful sight. Now put on my favorite group, they call themselves Delight. Check it out.
Kevin will start. And when he's on his best form and free from the injuries that have plagued him,
Messieurs, l'échauffement est
He is one of the
terminé.
best in the
Veuillez quitter la
world.
piste,
Top
s'il
10.
vous plaît. Merci.
at this year's World
The warm-up
Championships,
is over.
and at that event he
It
was
is
nursing an
Thank you.
injury, but since the end of the season, it's deteriorated and really plagued his off-season. Sylvia Fontana really trying to connect with him.
Sur la glace, représentant la France,
First to skate from France, Kevin Emos.
So after his first Grand Prix Skate America, where he had to withdraw after the short program, it was a difficult day yesterday in Grenoble here, but delighted to see that he's still taking to the ice for his free skate. Kevin Amos from France. Oh, much better. Quad toe to start. Followed up by triple toe. Gorgeous back outside edge entry into the triple axel double toe. Different skater from the short program with that triple loop. Gorgeous triple axel from that difficult back counter entry. Scarcely credible after yesterday's short program. Two triple salchows separated by the Euler. Aerial to the flying sit spin. There, his trademark slide. Brilliant scenes here in Grenoble. And fans moved to tears after seeing the struggles this season already for Kevin Amos. Yesterday, he had elements invalidated, negative grade of execution on the quad sal, popping the quad toe, turning it into double. And yet, no negative grades of execution here on any of the 12 elements. Just a complete U-turn in what Kevin has delivered overnight, and you have to wonder what has happened since we saw him last take to the ice. I'm sure the words of Silvia Fontana, his coach, have certainly helped. She is so passionately invested in his skating ability. He opened with this quad toe that came kind of from nowhere yesterday's skate, and followed that up with, I suspect, an elected triple toe, because skating cleanly here will surely have a massive turning point in his season. At the triple axel double toe, both triple axels from difficult entries, forcing judges to give extra on the grade of execution. Practice this morning for Kevin was better, and you have to assume that he's drawn on all his experience. Kevin was 4th at Europeans in 2019, and then he went into the 2020 Europeans as a potential favourite, and a nightmare there found him in 26th place with no chance to redeem that at the Worlds in Montreal because the event was cancelled. And then obviously the injuries have set him back further, so we're not, or have not been able to quite see Kevin fulfill his potential with a long running quality streak. And you can see Silvia moved to tears.
I think it's gonna be a season best.
He hasn't competed. I don't think he's finished an event thus far this season because of the injury. So a season's best it will be. And 164, not far behind his personal best ever of 178, where he will have had more technical content within the program. So it's going to be difficult now with that score for others to beat. And I don't think Kevin will be bottom of the pile after.
That's a huge score.
From Italy, Gabriele Frangipani.
Gabriele has come into this event too with injury. And now he needs to try and use the energy in the arena from that brilliant skate by Kevin Amos to his advantage.
I honor the Peaky Blindness.
Quad Sacco to start. Over rotating and down on the triple axel. Somewhere within that with a triple axel or the double salto. Best jump of the program so far, triple loop.
Into the room with your pencil in your hand. You see somebody naked and you say, who is that man? You try so hard, but you
Down again.
Anyway, they already expect you to all give a check to tax-deductible charity organizations.
Down on that Lutz, then goes for another Lutz, doubles it, but falls on the triple toe that comes after. Rough skate for Gabriele Frangipane from Italy.
Représentant l'Italie, Gabriele Frangipane.
The ISU implementing a deduction so that after the first 2 falls, which carry a mandatory 1-point deduction, the third and fourth carry a 2-point deduction. So based on up in there, to be a 4-point deduction for Gabriele, and obviously challenges then because less technical content to ride out on.
I honor the peaky blindness.
But after the short program, he did discuss how pleased he was just to be able to be here following the injuries that he's had, and it looks more a case of lack of preparation time than ability there. The opening quad salco, but as the program progressed, perhaps just lack of run-throughs in training, stopping him from sticking the landings there. You can see the blade over rotating on that triple axel. And the hard part is not only is a fall within the program going to obviously mar the technical element score, but the skaters know only too well that falling is physically so much more tiring as well. And here you can see, I don't quite know what's going to happen there. Triple axel Euler with 2 foots and under rotations, and then a double salco. Technical panel will be having a few elements to review past the performance. Down on that Lutz, and you can see taking that kind of tumble, so draining and exhausting to then come back from, and then of course after that, then the body's more fatigued to take off for the next jumping pass, and then he went down on the subsequent double Lutz triple toe combo.
You walk into the room with your pencil in your hand.
Gabriele's
See somebody naked
20th birthday on New Year's Eve.
that man.
120.
You try so hard.
And he's hoping for 120 here. I'm not sure.
I say 120.
He guesses 120. I don't think that'll be quite that much. It was 112.51 for him in Torino at the Italian Grand Prix. So it's better than that, but just shy of his aspiration for 120, and definitely capable of more.
Well, I don't know European.
Now he knows European Championship selection going to be very difficult. Tough times for the young Italian.
Sur la glace, représentant la France.
Next to skate from France, Romain Ponsard.
Romain Ponsard from France, the 29-year-old, who acknowledged today that this will be his last Grand Prix. And let's hope he finishes with a success story on the Grand Prix circuit. Fantastic start, solid quadruple toe loop.
The end is near, so I face final curtain. My friend, I'll say I'll state my case, of which I'm certain.
And another, that time in combination with double toe.
A life that's full, I traveled each and every highway and more, much more than this I did in mine.
Clings on to the triple loops.
I did all that,
And loop.
and may I say, not in a shy way. Oh no, not me. I did it my way. Oh, what is a man? What has he got? If not himself, then he has not to say the words he truly feels.
Fighting through triple toe.
Looking for trouble, came to the right place. Looking for trouble.
Just fatiguing on the 3-jump combo, double axe, double toe, double loop.
I was born standing up and talking back. My daddy was a green-eyed mountain jack because I'm evil. My middle name is Hillary. Yeah. Well, I'm evil. So don't you mess around. I'm evil, 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 I'm evil, 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 as you be. So don't mess around, don't mess around, don't mess around with me. I'm evil, I'm evil, evil, evil. So don't mess around with me. I'm evil, I'll tell you I'm evil. I'll tell you I'm evil. So don't mess around with me.
Fantastic skate for Romain Ponsard, closing out his Grand Prix career and taking the success of the opening skater Kevin Amos, also from France, and carrying on with a really solid performance from this Frenchman. No triple axel attempt here. He struggled with that yesterday in the short program, and hopefully he will savor every last second of being on the ice here in front of a home crowd. And his training mate Mariah Bell skating well today too. She moving up from 10th after the short program to finish 6th overall, and that hopefully inspiring Romain. Look at the length of the takeoff and height in the air. Going to be a really good grade of execution on that opening quadruple toe. Textbook tight ankles. And And that Lutz as well.
The end is near.
Skating to I Did It My Way. Surely that a fitting way to end his competitive career. There was a second quad toe, which he managed to put double toe on the end of. Not the same grade of execution on the second quad, because he didn't have that same flow out on the landing.
Of which I'm certain I've lived a life that's full.
Did well with the triple H triple toe. Rafael Aratunian,
And every highway
his coach.
and
Rafael, notorious for delivering quality jump technique. He responsible for Nathan Chen,
I did it my
potential Olympic favorite.
I did all that.
As we said, it takes courage to train when off the world team. Having been a world team member for France in 2018, he hasn't been selected to compete at Worlds since, and that surely makes it hard to stay motivated in training. But maybe this last push in the Olympic year, fueling his daily training to demand that little bit more from himself.
Bisous maman, papi, mamie, toute la famille.
Extending kisses to the family and his mother.
Je vous embrasse fort et merci à tous les supporters.
And thanking everybody for his career. It's wonderful that he's managed to deliver such a quality skate here in his last Grand Prix event in front of a home crowd.
Ah, il me passe sur les components.
On the ice from Russia, Andrei Mozalev.
The first of two 18-year-old Russians. Let's hope Andrei Mozalev can live up to this strong music. Conquest of Paradise by Vangelis. Strong quad toe, triple toe to start for Andrei Mozalev. And the quad salto. Donut position in the camel features, demonstrating more flexibility than is commonly seen in the men's circuit. Changes of direction and use of transitions in the choreo sequence as well. Unstoppable, quad toe. Another triple axel. A little early on the music finish, but a clean skate for Andrei Mozlev from Russia. Another to perform without any negative grades of execution on the 12 elements, and showcasing the reason why he was champion of the world in the junior ranks in 2020. He struggled with the quad sacco in the short program and also with the triple axel, but no mistakes here. And that's fascinating really when you consider the increased exhaustion because of the physical demands of a free skate. Perhaps feeling there's nothing to lose, finding himself in 9th place after the short. And Andrei has been with Kirill Davydenko, his coach, for so many seasons, and great to see a skater staying with the same coach year upon year. Maybe a cue mark on the rotation of the quadruple salchow. He and the coach demonstrating a brilliant working relationship that's proving successful for both. So many legendary names in coaching in Russia. And Mozlev helping his coach Kirill potentially to become one of those for the future. Andrei will be eager to try and secure a spot on the Russian Olympic team in that quad toe landing position. Certainly please any official in Russia involved in the selection process. Next week we'll see Mikhail Hoyada at the Rostelecom Cup alongside Evgeny Semenenko. Those two potentially favourites. Both of them having medalled on the Grand Prix already, and Semenenko 8th at Worlds. Doing himself favours here. His purse best, 161.29. And he scored that at the Dennis 10 Memorial Challenge this season. Semenenko, Russian compatriot, scored 168.3. His Grand Prix event in Skate Canada. It'd be a real coup for Andrei to get close, if not beat it. And beat it, he convincingly does. He looks unfazed by a massive personal best score. Well done to Andrei and Kirill.
Sur la glace, représentant la Russie.
Next to skate from Russia, Artur Danielyan.
So Andrei Mozlev lays down the challenge for fellow Russian, who's still 17, Artur Danielyan. We've seen Scheherazade, Rimsky-Korsakov already from the Russian ice dancers. Now from Artur Danielyan from Russia. Opening quad toe. Much better with the quad salchow. Triple axel. And throughout triple loops, triple toe. Triple axel Euler, triple salto. Just a little sharp rotation on that triple axel to start the sequence. Double feet out of the triple flip. Oh no. Single loop and double axel with the fall. Legs appear to have gone for Arthur. Very mixed free skate for Arthur Danielian from Russia. Some moments of greatness. Gorgeous triple axel technique. And on the loose toe as well, but then tough fall on the opening quad toe. And then that odd single loop double axel sequence. Something that he won't want to watch back. That an element much beneath the quality of this man who's been second at Junior Worlds not long ago. And it really does serve to beg the same question again. I wonder why the Russian women dominate so successfully and the Russian men struggling to deliver when it counts in the same way as the females do. Just a fascinating stat to think that there's only been one medal at World Championships from a Russian man in the last decade. Especially, and there you can see definitively under rotated there on that quad toe. But there's such success and so many brilliant Russian men's skaters. And Arthur definitely one of them with that quad sacco with the arms above, as is the takeoff technique on the triple axel as well. But it does help to make us appreciate how incredibly demanding the sport is from a mental perspective as well. Delivering under pressure with these big elements we take for granted when we've seen skates like that of Moiseev, who skated before Arthur. So much time done on the ice and off the ice to cultivate clean performances. Many of the athletes working with psychologists to help mentally prepare to be in peak mental fitness as well. There, that pop for the single loop, thinking hard, wondering what to do, putting on a double axel, And then legs appearing just to give way underneath him and getting that 1 point deduction for the fall. But here in the spin features, showing that he has quality in other elements as well. He's got good natural flow across the ice. Decent edge set. But just too many mistakes on the jumping passes, as you can tell from his reaction there.
Les scores.
The scores for Arthur Danielian.
Arthur a obtenu un total de
Вот именно проживи
140
это, прими
points,
свои.
69 pour le travail. Ce qui le place provisoirement en troisième position.
His total score is 221.50, which places him currently in third place.
Frustrating score for Arthur Danielian.
Sur la glace, représentant la France,
On the ice from France, Adam Siawimfa.
So Adam Xiaohunfa has been the front-running Frenchman on the international competition calendar so far this year. He's had success on the Challenger Series events, placing second at both Lombardia Trophy and the Nebelhorn Trophy. Can he beat Kevin Amos here, who skated so brilliantly in his free skate? Wonderful flow out of that opening quadruple toe. Triple axel, slight touchdown of the free foot, but much better than the short program. Popping open the quad salad, turning it into double. Quad toe, double toe. Impressive, totally off axis on the triple loops and rectifying it through the Euler and the Salchow. His cat-like ability continues with that triple loops double toe. And that, the last of the jumps, the triple flip. And that's where you can really sell this Daft Punk program. Massive Arabian into the final Kingsford combo spin. Great escape from Adam Xiaohemfa and showcasing much more stamina than the first event at Skate America. He's obviously been working hard on run-throughs in the training ring. And as the season progresses, fitness levels inevitably increase, and well done to him and his team for the good work done to prepare him for this event, which of course will be doubly important to him being here in Grenoble in France. And this a real chance for him to showcase that he is the front-running Frenchman. He's done some great work with the team. Laurent Depuy, coach, and also Benoit Richaud, choreographer. You see this quarter. Now look here at the amount of running as in flow and glide coming out of that quad. Axel touchdown of the left foot, but better than the short. And there's no doubt that in the men's circuit, as we've seen with the skaters that have competed already, technical element completion is absolutely necessary for success. And that he did with that second quad toe. So the double three turns in between. But Benoit, Richaud and he have come up with some thematic pieces. The Star Wars short program and this Daft Punk free skate would help to get him a reputation and get some recognition on the international scene this year. He's not done World Championships before. There's no doubt that now Adam Xiaohemfa is a name that people are looking out for and respecting more and more. Especially when he can pull off landings when he's so off-axis in the air. That is an homage to the training that he must have done. So to me, not the same quality of skating skill as Kevin Amos, his compatriot. I'm sure Adam's lead in the short program where he had almost, in fact, over 20 points ahead of Kevin will be enough to stay ahead of him for sure. And comfortably so. And the team are pleased. And every time he competes, it seems there's a new personal best this season, strength to strength for Adam Xiaohemfa from France. He goes behind Mozelev. For everybody in the kiss and cry there. Delighted for Adam Xiaohemfa as we look towards the final group of men, the next 6 skaters likely to determine the medals here at the Internationaux de France as they take to the ice with Keegan Messing from Canada, the first to be introduced to the crowd.
From Canada, Keegan Messing.
Représentant la Russie.
From Russia, Dmitry Aliev.
Représentant le Japon.
From Japan, Shun Sato.
Représentant les États-Unis d'Amérique.
From the United States of America, Jason Brown.
Représentant la Lettonie.
Representing Latvia, Denis Vasiliev.
Représentant le Japon.
From Japan, Yuma Kagiyama.
Messieurs, 6 minutes d'échauffement.
Skaters, 6 minutes of warm-up.
And what brilliant variation of approaches we will get to enjoy for this last group of skaters. 2 Japanese men competing in the final group, but a Canadian, a Russian, American and Latvian join them. And there'll certainly be a real mix of style and choreography content. Keegan Messing being so unique in his approach.
Il a terminé 6e des derniers championnats du monde. Cette saison, il a terminé 5e du Grand Prix ISU Skate
He
Canada.
finished in 6th place at the World Championships.
In the USA with Half Burgert. He finished 6th at the last World Championships and 5th at the 2021
And that his
ISU
standard
Skate
warm-up,
Canada.
the outside spread
From
eagle with
Canada,
just the most
Keegan
incredible depth
Messing.
of edge. Pressure applied to Dmitry Aliev from Andrei Mozelev, who leads at this stage in the competition.
Champion d'Europe 2020.
Mozelev securing that 179 points in the free skate, making it a bit of a challenge for Aliev to stay in the lead. But should he deliver, he's got a big technical arsenal. The first European man to land 3 different quads. See how many he attempts here in France.
Jeune est le plus jeune patineur de la catégorie messieurs. Il s'entraîne avec Tadao Kazuka. Cette saison, il a terminé
Shun Sato,
5e
just
du
a
Grand
17-year-old
Prix
from
ISU
Saitama in Japan.
Shun is the youngest skater of his category.
He the
Trained in
junior
Saitama,
world record
Japan,
holder for the men's free
and
skate
finished
score.
5th at the ISU Skate America Grand Prix a couple of weeks ago. From Japan, Shun Sato.
And he, like so many other Japanese skaters, referencing Yuzuru Hanyu as his idol.
Jason s'entraîne avec Tracy Wilson, Brian Orser et Karen Preston.
Jason Brown was there when Hanyu won his first Olympic gold in Sochi in 2014.
Lors de la compétition des 4 continents.
Jason has gone on
Médaillé
to
de bronze par équipe aux Jeux Olympiques de Sochi.
receive such great respect and acclaim from the skating community for his program component scores.
Tracy Wilson and Brian Orser in Toronto, Canada.
And Jason will be eager to
National medalist.
secure a place at the Grand Prix final.
Olympic Games in
He's
Sochi,
second in
Russia,
Skate Canada.
event. He placed second
He
at the ISU
will
Grand
probably
Prix
be
of
disappointed
Canada
with
last
anything
month.
less than a silver
From
medal
the
here in
United
France.
States of America, Jason Brown.
And the surprise second place finisher in the short program, Denis Vasiliev.
Il est 4 champion national.
He's showcased such potential for many seasons now. And fascinatingly, in the kiss and cry, yesterday he said he felt ready for the quad, felt so good.
He trains in Switzerland with Stefan Lambiel. 4 times national champion, he finished 4th.
And it would be a quad that would help to push him into the upper echelons of the world's rankings. But great to see that he looks so relaxed and happy, using that second place finish in the short program to boost his confidence rather than pile pressure upon himself. But after yesterday's short program, talk starting to take place that Yuma Kagiyama could be heading towards Beijing, maybe becoming a favorite.
Yuma trains with his
Slight
father,
mistake on the triple axel in the short program, but getting over the 100-point barrier.
medalist at the last World Championships. He also won the ISU Grand Prix of Torino 2 weeks ago. From Japan, Yuma Kagiyama.
And of all the skaters on the ice, Yuma, the one most likely to make the final in Japan. Just such a dreamy quadruple salto with a knee action on the landing that is spongy. Romeo and Juliet for Denis Vasiliev. We saw Romeo and Juliet approach from Stepanova and Buchan, the ice dancers from Russia, who finished in 3rd place in the ice dance competition. I wonder how much that young lady knows the quality that she's getting to see here on the ice. Great to see lots of youngsters in the stands watching. Presumably many of them skaters themselves. And as ever at any international skating event, Japanese fans here to cheer on their favorites. Skating in Japan just so incredibly popular. And that was very evident at the NHK Trophy last week, where big audience to cheer on the skaters, and that's what makes Japan such a great place for the athletes to compete in.
Messieurs, l'échauffement est terminé. Veuillez quitter la piste, s'il vous plaît. Merci.
Skaters, the warm-up is over. Would you please clear the ice? Thank you.
So Keegan Messing will be the first to skate. He is 2/100ths of a point off Dmitry Aliev in 5th. And just over 4 points adrift from Jason Brown in 3rd. Can he close that gap? Or indeed keep the likes of Andrei Mozilev at bay, who leads at present.
Représentant le Canada.
On the ice from Canada, Keegan Messing.
Amazing that he managed to salvage what looked very off-axis in the air, the quad toe loop, just hands down. Better that time, quad toe, double toe.
Hold on to me as we go, as we roll down this unfamiliar road. And although this wave is stringing us along,
Triple axel Euler, double salto.
know you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna make this place your home.
And that, the loop, which he had a horrid fall on at the Skate Canada event.
I'll be clear. Don't pay no mind to the demons, they fill you with fear. The trouble that might drag you down, you get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna make this place your home.
Another triple axel. Turning out of the triple H, triple toe. Best spread eagles. This, the Hydroglide. Great transitional content. The choreo sequence and some excellent speed to the camel and the sit spin now. And a lovely homage to his son Wyatt for Keegan Messing, who will be delighted. He had that horrid fall in Vancouver at Skate Canada. He was third in the short program there, but 10th in the free skate. It will not be 10th here in Grenoble with a skate like that. And the music for this free skate, part of it composed by Carl Hugo, especially for Keegan. The track titled Lullaby for an Angel, before transitioning into Home by Philip Phillips. And you have to assume that Lullaby for an Angel is that for his son, who we were proudly shown yesterday in the Kiss and Cry. I suspect we may get to see an image of him again today. Not many fathers on the competitive circuit. Mikhail Brezhina being another, the Czech skater. He's just got this most incredible quad strength to pop up from that kind of landing. So deep in the knees. That's the better of the two quads. And it was a program with two quads that Keegan used to place 6th at the World Championships in March. He scored 176 in the free skate there, but 30 points lower in Vancouver. And you can only imagine the impact upon his training time, having become a father this summer. But I'm sure he has a newfound inspiration and motivation. Such length through that triple loops. And then just the double 3 turn at the end of it, that forces the judges to take off a mandatory deduction on the grade of execution. And admittedly, many of the jumps just a little bit tight on landing. Not the flow and glide which we saw from Mozolev, who leads the free skate and overall at this stage. But there, nice to see a Hydroglide so low to the ice. And he's got such brilliant outside spread eagle, hips that turn out naturally, something not all the skaters are gifted with. And there he is, that something that I think delighting the skating fans as well, his son Wyatt, who will now be 4 months old. 11 points off his personal best. Second in the free skate. But enough to stay in first place at this juncture with 5 skaters to go for Keegan Messing from Canada.
Dmitry Aliev.
Dmitry Aliev and the waltz goes on to enhance his classical style. Triple loops to start. Followed by quad toe, triple toe. Arm movement to glorify the landing of the triple axel or the triple salchow. And that incredible turning drag transition into the triple flip. Lucky to stay on his feet with that triple axel. You can see from the technical element score in the top left-hand corner of the screen, Aliev looks to be doing enough to help keep his position, not the technical content that he has been capable of in the past, starting with the triple lutz. Not sure if that was an executive decision based upon practice this morning or warm-up, but we know he has the quad, or has had the quad in the past. And for all of these athletes, they're having to make so many decisions to try to lay down the best possible performance for scoring. Playing it safe may be safer on occasion, be better on occasion for these athletes to help with the decision-making process for the Russian Figure Skating Federation, for the Olympic team. This was that. That looked like an intentional triple, not a popped quad. And Aliyev using this classical style, which he has used successfully for many years. His style lends itself to it. And this, the first of the axles with the Euler and the Salchow, and that right arm flourishing, indication of the ballet training that he's surely had to forge a style that will create good skating skills. And this the highlight, the traveling, turning drag, straight into the left outside 3-turn, and up into triple flip. And that creative, difficult, or unexpected entry, a bullet point for the judges. There are bullet points for the judges, good height and very good length. Good takeoff and landing are effortless throughout. And it's those factors which the coaches are studying to ensure that their skaters give the best possible content in front of a judging panel. Screeds and screeds of information for the skaters and the coaches to look through and creating the best possible scores. And let's hope that this year there'll be new world records over the 220 marker. As Aliyev sends messages out. So, compatriot Mozolev, the former junior world champion, posted 179.77 in his free skate. But Keegan has enough of a lead with his short program score of 85. Sorry, Dimitri has enough of a lead with the short program score, and by half a point, he stays ahead of Keegan Mesa.
On the ice from Japan, Shun Sato.
The first of the two Japanese men in this group here in France. And Shun Sato has the biggest technical content plan that we've seen, starting with quad lutz, then quad flip.
In pursuit of your deepest dread, in pursuit of that wish which till now has been silent,
It looked easy, the opening quad lutz. He fell on the quad flip at Skate America in his first Grand Prix. With room to spare in the air this time. Different quad again now, quad toe. With a single toe on the end. Just stepping out of the second quad toe. Difficult entry into the triple axel. The last jump, triple axel double toe. And all the more impressive that he looks marginally disappointed with it. Shun Sato from Japan, opening with what was a quite spectacular quad lutz. Based on the base value of that element, coupled with the grade of execution, its wonderful performance was worthy of here. They get 15 points for that one element alone. And great to see him here looking more comfortable. When we saw him at Skate America, he'd had that dislocation of the AC joint in a practice, and that understandably really affected him. Testament to him that he was able to compete at all, but it affected his performance in Las Vegas. Whereas here, looking much more comfortable. And he said that he is desperate to get on that Japanese Olympic team. Kageyama from Japan leads here. He's going to make that participation very difficult. Shoma Uno winning an NHK trophy and being an Olympic silver medalist. Look at that quad lutz. Just, he makes it look like a good fifth rotation in. But Shoma Uno, Olympic silver medalist from Pyeongchang. Surely he has done enough this year. And Yuzuru Hanyu, two-time Olympic champion. And there, Shun Sato using the single toe to rectify the off-balance landing of the quad toe. But the Japanese Skating Federation will have to choose 3 men for the team, and they'll use the Japanese nationals as a further decider of it. Shun obviously technically very proficient, but he does not have the same level of quality in program component scores as the likes of Shoma Uno, who we saw winning the NHK trophy last week. So Shun getting 8s in the program component scores for skating skills. Shoma Uno getting 9s. But increased base value and technical element score with the likes of those quad lutzes. That helps Shun's campaign. He'll be eagerly awaiting the score and considering its relevance to the other Japanese skaters. Coach looks happy. And despite being second in the free skate, And Sato will stay in at least 4th place at this Grand Prix event with 3 more to skate.
Sur la glace, représentant les États-Unis.
From the United States of America, Jason Brown.
One of the best skaters in the event with regards to quality skating skills. But Jason will really need to execute and deliver on the technical element score as well to stay on the podium here in Grenoble. Stays up on a 2-footed quadruple salto. Good rotation that time on his triple axel double toe. Long preparation for the second triple axel. Entry into just a double loop. Strong and solid triple triple flip and toe loop. Shame. Lutz, or the single salto. Lutz was good. Glorious Inabar on the music. Spiral transition into the flip. Minimum +4 grade of execution on that. Dramatic finish after a wondrous change camel to finish the program for Jason Brown. Schindler's List used so repeatedly and regularly in figure skating events, but few can do it as much justice as Jason. And now, so experienced, he really made that amazing YouTube hit, that YouTube sensation of his river dance performance at the US Nationals back in 2014, and he's gone through a lot then, missing out on Olympic qualification for Pyeongchang, but continuing to delight skating fans and skating lovers around the world who have such a deep respect and appreciation for what he does bring. You can see there's definite appreciation there. He had the best program component scores in the short program. 46 points for the skating skills, transitions, performance, choreography and interpretation there. Ahead even of Yuma Kagiyama as he's greeted by coach Tracy Wilson as he comes off the ice. The challenge for Jason though is only one quad, and that was at two-footed and under-rotated. So the technical element score cannot be as high. Triple axel double toe, triple axel rotation issues potentially, and then that single salcho on the end of the triple Lutz Euler. Those pain me to say it, but it's going to make it very difficult for him to stay on the podium in an event where you have Shun Sato from Japan delivering 4 quads with full rotation. This was a shame, just a single salcho, and you can see him reacting well to it. And the skating lovers, I think, get frustrated knowing that what Jason can bring, that makes him such a wonderful addition to our sport, isn't rewarded as heavily as the technical element score and the quad jumps. And so people may remember this performance more than the others, but it might not be rewarded with a medal. We shall see. $174.81, third on the free skate behind Andrei Mozolev and Shun Sato. And unfortunately for Jason, second overall. By almost 8/10, just less than a point there. Making it hard for the Grand Prix final. We'll see what happens.
On the ice from Latvia, Denis Vasiliev.
Denis Vasiliev, the surprise second place finisher in this short program. We've had some brilliant skates so far, and let's hope that the confidence boosting second place finish will help him deliver again here in the free skate. Just bailing, opening up on the quad salcho attempt. That's a triple axel double toe. Right forward inside bracket entry led into the second triple axel. Safely through, triple flip, triple toe. And Dennis manages the combination Jason wanted, triple Lutz or the triple salto. Second Lutz on the music leading into the step sequence. That actually the choreo sequence. Change foot combo spin. Well done to Denis Vasiliev from Latvia, maintaining his composure after bailing out on the opening quad salto and delivering arguably one of the best skates of his career still.
Représentant la Lettonie, Denis
He and
Vasiliev.
Jason Brown fall into a similar category as skaters with stronger PCS, program component scores, than technical element scores, which is a rarity in a field where quads become abundant. And both men, Jason the American, perform similar technical content. And yet it was just 0.37, which separated Dennis and Jason in the short program. And Dennis 1.94 points ahead of Sato. So it's going to be so incredibly tight to see who gets onto the podium here. I think Jason does have it on the components with better skating skills. This was good. Triple axel, double toe. Dennis was just off the podium all in Italy and Torino. He was fourth there. Got 163 points in Italy. And you come down to spins. I think Jason certainly has it on quality of spins as well. But both looks is good for Dennis. And whatever the result here, his consistency appears to be improving. as he gets perilously close to the barrier for the triple flip, triple toe combination. And Dennis trains alongside Shoma Uno, who has secured his place at the Grand Prix final with his win at the NHK Trophy last week. They both share same coach, Stéphane Lambiel. And they're just narrowly missing out and getting that 1 point deduction for a fall at the end.
But it just doesn't fucking glide. But you don't need to glide.
Had a bit of post-skate debrief there.
I become afraid of my opposite.
But it looks better score for Dennis here, but not enough. 6th on the free skate. And that will not be enough to keep him in medal contention. It'll be another 4th place, most likely, for Dennis in his 2nd Grand Prix. But all dependent now on Yuma Kagiyama, the
Last to skate from
final
Japan,
competitor
Yuma
here,
Kagiyama.
the world silver medalist. He was fantastic in the short, and the 6-minute warm-up showed some other textbook jump technique. Same music that we've seen from others so successful in the past. Gladiator by Hans Zimmer for Yuma Kagiyama. So much speed throughout the quad salco, transitioning with outside spread eagle afterwards, and you can see the impact on the score. Some of the best jump quality we've seen on the entire Grand Prix series so far. Using the step sequence as a slight breather before going into that quad toe loop. Novel combination of triple flip, triple loop. crumble a little bit, single axel. Definitely the music choice and choreographic vehicle for success on the Olympic stage. Powerful orchestration to the Gladiator soundtrack for Yuma Kageyama from Japan. And that quad toe, triple toe was the third element of this free skate, just demonstrating epically wonderful jump technique. And after the short program, I did wonder, has Yuma set himself up as Olympic title candidate? But the free skate here, not quite as convincing. A few little mistakes, the single axel. And what may also be telling moving forward towards the likes of the Grand Prix final and indeed potentially the Olympic Games. Yuma does not have quad loop, quad flip, or quad loops in his technical arsenal. But that quadruple salto looks easy. We will and have seen already quad flip and quad loops from Vincent Zhou, Nathan Chen, quad flip from Shoma Uno, and those jumps carry higher base value in the technical element score. And I am sure Yuma Kageyama has been working on them. Indeed, I do think on social media he's shown quad loop, but maybe it's just not ready yet for the competition arena, not the level of consistency that he would want to add that higher risk in. This is the second of the quads, and that hand down and tight back outside edge forces judges to go lower on the grade of execution, unlike that first one in combination with the triple toe. And he scored nearly the 200 marker at the Italian Grand Prix in Torino with 197. But that skate there was motivated by a disappointing short program where he was in 7th place. Here, the competition form not as intense. So I assume Yuma will win both the free skate and overall, but undoubtedly his eyes will be set on the comparisons being made between the likes of Shoma, his compatriot, Nathan Chen, Vincent Zhou. These are the names which will be rounding out the Grand Prix final in Osaka as we close it in on who will definitely make that top 6. Nonplussed by 185.77. But it was Japanese winner in the NHK Trophy last week and a 1-2 for Japan here in Grenoble at the French Grand Prix. And some chopping and changing in the results, finding Jason Brown in bronze medal position. And we'll have to wait and see how all the results tally up to see if that's enough for Jason to make the final in addition to 2nd place from Skate Canada. Further down, despite being 11th of the 12, a great skate for Romain Ponsard from France in his final Grand Prix appearance. And also brilliant to see improvements from Kevin Amos recovering from injury. It's been a brilliant men's free skate here, much better for all the men that in the short program. And now it's left to the pair skaters in the final discipline, as we look to see if Bykova and Kozlovsky can retain their lead from the short program. We'll see the pairs take to the ice after the resurface.